right, so tonight we're going to take a look at educational kinesiology, which was also called brain gym, and this was developed in the 80s. So some of the information that we know about the brain and learning is more sophisticated, but the fundamentals of this are excellent. And I've spoken with people that have used these things with students with learning disabilities, with autism, with all kinds of neurological challenges to incredibly good success. And it's written in a way that's easy enough to teach with young children, which is the point. And it was designed for. So before we start, a lot of what they like to do with Brain Gym is noticing. So notice how you feel, notice your energy level, get a sense on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is you are rocking, you're ready to run the marathon. 1 is the best you could do is maybe crawl back in bed and cover yourself up with a pillow. So just jot down where you're at right now in terms of your energy level. And we will go on. So Brain Gym, in educational kinesiology, they like to start everything with your basic pace. Now they use pace in a lot of different ways. In this case, we're actually going backwards. It stands for positive, active, clear, and energetic. But we're going to start with the energetic, and the first thing we'll do is drink some water. So if you have some handy, go ahead and take some. If you don't, pause this video and grab some water. And water is better than any other drink because it's just straight liquid and it doesn't need digesting. It's just your basic stuff. Then we're going to do clear, which is like kind of clearing the circuit. And they point out, so here are our clavicles, and right below the clavicles are these sort of soft spaces. I hope this is picking up. I'll come closer. But anyway, you can't really see it, but you can feel it's still bony, but they're sort of flat indentations almost below the clavicle. And in traditional Chinese medicine, and some of this is based on acupuncture, acupressure, these are the endpoints of the kidney meridian. And the kidney meridian is fundamental to our system. It's almost considered like the master channel, and a channel is where energy flows. So it's like the master channel for our body. So when we rub this point, it clears the channel. It's working both sides of the body because there's one on each side, right and left, which represents both sides of the brain. So when you put one hand on your navel and one hand on these points and you just rub, if it's sore, go a little lighter. If not, you can dig in a little bit. And so you're just going to rub those points a little bit. And for best results, it's good to switch and do it with the other hand too. So we're just going to clear some energy here, reset the system. This is almost like a reboot. And then we have active, and this is cross crawl. So we have some music here. Let's see if it'll play. Ah, it does. So just follow along with me.
In 1756, the music they were digging was a classical trip. People writing songs they were calling compositions. When someone came along and changed the situation.
Was a kid.
He was smart. He was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
What kind of name is that?
Now wait a minute, listen up. The first time he stepped on the stage, he was a rage. He played the violin, not looking at the page. Everybody said he was a musical sage. Listen up.
What?
Did I tell you about his age?
He was 6.
Dig it.
Yo, Mo, come on Amadeus, what you gonna play us? Yo, Mo, come on Amadeus, what you gonna play us?
Okay, so after the cross crawl, then we're going to do a hookup. And to do a hookup, you just put one arm out. In this case, I put my right arm out. Then I put my left arm on top, clasp hands, fold it in, and since my left hand is on top, I'm going to take my left leg, cross it over my right leg. And this kind of a pretzel position. You can do this sitting or standing. And I'm going to close my eyes and just take a few breaths in that. If you want to pause and do this longer, you can. You can keep your eyes open if it's too wobbly, but it's good practice eventually to do it with eyes closed. And then for the final part of the hookup, You just lightly touch your fingertips together, place them somewhere on your midline, like right around navel or a little above, and you can close your eyes again, take a few more breaths, and then relax. So that is the pace. And now let's talk about why that pace works. All right. So first of all, get a sense, whatever number you wrote down about how you were feeling, see if that's changed after doing just a little bit of movement here with the pace. And let's talk about this. So energetic. Our brains work on electrical reactions. Everything that happens is electrochemical, and water is the transmitter. So we have salts in our foods and things that give us electrolytes, but they need to have water to transmit the electricity. So that's one of the reasons we need water. There are many, I'm sure you know. Brain buttons, like I said, they're the endpoints of the kidney meridian, which starts in the ball of the foot and travels up through the body to these endpoints and switch on the energy system, plus they're working both sides of the body, reflecting both sides of the brain. It's active. Cross-crawl or bilateral movement, so using both sides of the body, alternate arm and leg, works the brain and body at the same time because it's working both sides of the brain. Remember, the right brain controls the left side of the body. The left hemisphere controls the right side of the body. So when we're doing cross-crawl things, we're getting both sides working at once. And finally, the hookup. When we're crossing over like this and hooking up, it's soothing, it's centering, it's bringing everything into the periphery, from the periphery into the center. When you're standing up, it activates the vestibular system, which is your balance, and it can be very centering. This can even be good for kids. Let's say they're just freaking out for some reason. If they get into a hookup, it can help balance them. And if they can't, you get into a hookup and you stay balanced. And oftentimes that will help center the people around you. Just a little shout out to where this all started. First, it started with kinesiology, applied kinesiology, that was using muscles to get reflections on how our systems were working. So this man up here, John Thie, and these other chiropractors, I think they were called the Dirty Dozen, which is a great movie, by the way. They designed and discovered these different connections between muscles and our neurology. For example, the pectoralis major clavicular, which brings the arm in, and if you hold your arm out and bring it in, you can feel it bunch up here. When you test that and it goes weak, that relates to the stomach meridian and digestion. So when you strengthen the muscle, it also strengthens the organ that it's paired with. So there's a lot of great stuff about this. I could go on forever. Suffice it to say that this applied kinesiology came first, and then Paul Dennison trained in that and trained in some other things too, and that's where he designed Brain Gym to work with people, especially who are struggling learners, especially struggling readers, to support them. So you can get his book, which is a little bit interesting, and others that I can recommend. Alrighty, so first thing we need to do is look at the physiology of stress. So I'm going to pause here because there is this really cute video that does a much better job than I could to talk about the stress response. But here is a list of some of the things that happen when we're under stress. And then if you click here, that will take you to
Humans, like all
this video.
species,
So I'm going to pause and let you watch that.